life.
Welcome to Nkosi Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Welcome to Nkosi Talk Show. I am your host today, and over to you, Kamal. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Nomsa, very much. Thank you, everyone watching or who is going to be watching. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Kamal Amer. I am a certified NLP trainer, master practitioner, hypnotherapist, as well as a life purpose. And what I do is I find joy and pleasure in helping people uncover their purposes in life by using ancient Egyptian methodologies as well as NLP. And we bring these old teachings as well as the new ones into today's world to help you live a more harmonious and balanced life with purpose and fulfilled with satisfaction.
Thank you so much, Kamal. So our topic today is how to find greatness within you. So Kamal, please, could you please explain to our audience our topic?
Absolutely. From a simple perspective, greatness exists in everything that is present, everything that is alive. There is greatness in the sea, in the mountains, in the trees, and in human beings, as well as animals, obviously. And if we consider that greatness stems from everything living, then within us lies the biggest and greatest of all of us. How to tap into it, how to let it out, how to uncover that greatness within is, in most cases, for a lot of people, an endeavor that takes them a lifetime. So that would be an introduction.
Thank you so much, Kamal. I actually agree with you. No one can find that greatness within you for you. You just have to find it yourself. If you want to be that woman you want to be, or you want to be that man you want to be. So and you also have to be driven by wanting change in your life. So I 100% agree with you, Kamal. So basically, how do you find it anywhere?
I think greatness is not to be found, because you can witness it in everything, like I was saying.
Yeah.
Greatness, if we say it comes from within, then there is also the idea that you just need to uncover it. Exactly like how I talk about purpose, right? Because that greatness within you, we all have something we're very good at, something that we excel at, maybe several things that we have, we can achieve. Tapping into that knowledge, tapping into that wisdom that comes from existence is, like I said, sometimes is a lifelong endeavor. Now, how to do that? Well, is to be authentic, like we spoke about last time I was here. I think it was Thursday. And we were talking about authenticity in the business, how to maintain being authentic in a business as well as yourself. And that also relates to finding greatness within, right? We need to figure out what it is that drives you in life. Why are you doing the things that you are doing? How does that make you different? How does it change you? What do you want for the world as much as yourself? And these are all, of course, great ideologies and thoughts that one sometimes one wants to have, right? A lot of people they see, may she rest in peace, Princess Diana or Mother Teresa, or lots of these people that did lots of charity work and were there for humankind in a sense, and they aspire to be like them. And these people were great, but the misconception is that greatness didn't come because they were exposed to people. That greatness came from within them. They wanted to create that change in the world. They wanted to be the root of that peace and that love and that forgiveness and all of these wonderful traits that a lot of humans aspire to have. And that comes from shedding away the conditioning of society, shedding away the conditioning of your parents and family and even schooling, right? Some traits you can keep, obviously, from your parents. Some values you would love to keep, that you feel they are right for you. But if you are not authentic to yourself, if you are not genuine to yourself, if you are not your true self, how do you want that greatness to come out? If you're lying to somebody, right? Consider this. If you are lying to somebody, how do you want to achieve a great rapport, a connection with that person? How do you want to achieve respect and trust between each other? Now, that is a different person. We are talking now about yourself. If you are lying to yourself, how do you want to be great? How do you want to get that knowledge, that greatness, that love, that passion out of you if you are lying to yourself? At the end of the day, you can lie as much as you want to yourself and to people, but it will catch up to you. Forget about people, even if you're an excellent liar, if you're a pathological liar and lies don't catch up and you have a great memory. Lying to yourself, that is what hurts. That is what will prevent you from moving forward. That is what will stop you from achieving all those ambitious ideas and thoughts that you have for yourself. So what do you want to do? Do you want to continue to lie to yourself and pretend that everything is okay, that you are doing the right things? Or do you want to be honest and truthful to yourself in order to expand your horizon and become a greater person, not only for yourself, but for others around you, right? It's your choice, again, like you said. Are you ready for that change? Are you ready to make the choice? Even if it hurts you, even if it's hard, it is up to you.
Thank you so much, Kamal. I actually agree with you that everything you do in life is a choice. You have to do things that you actually want to do and stop lying to yourself. Because for me as well, I've lied to myself for many, many years with the things that I wanted to do. You try to fit in with other people, but it doesn't work. You end up broken because you are not living your life to the fully. So what I had to do for me to find that greatness within me, I had to sit down and find out who is Nomsa by actually using Paul McKenna's program. And you guys, you are a hypnotherapist or whatever, you do NLP, forcing people to use their mind and stuff. So when I actually started asking questions, because I was reading something. You get to do read something, do the workshop, and then you get to answer the questions, and those questions is all about you. It's like, who am I, and all those questions. And then there's part of where you have to forgive yourself. You have to actually forgive the people that they have hurt you, because you are living in that environment where you think, you say, I've been hurt, I'm this because of this. You make all these excuses, and there were so many excuses. And I can tell you, I had a loving and caring relationship with my dad, with my stepfather when I was growing up. There were times, I think, where I was starting to blame my dad, and I was like, what the heck was that all about? So, and I was like, I had a good upbringing with my dad, and although he wasn't perfect, why is my mind start doing this? And that's when I started to actually to focus on me. What did I want in life? And as you become older, you start realizing actually life is about challenges. My parents, my family were facing these challenges, but as a person, I'm expecting them to be perfect. So I had to search within me and just rewrite my story. And I had to find out, because when you are born, you are given this book of life. And what is written in my book of life? My horse of my blessings. Who is writing that horse? I had to read the Bible, and I had to understand the Bible. I had to live in that character, and I was like, I'm not riding my horse. The Bible is mentioning that there is a horse of your blessings that you need to ride in order for you to get to where you are going. I'm not riding the horse. Somebody else is riding my horse. And then there is a house where I need to claim, the house which is my blessings, where I need to belong. I don't belong there. Somebody else belongs there. So I had to reclaim my identity. When I'm saying the house, I'm talking about your identity. So I had to reclaim my identity. And when I looked at myself in front of the mirror, there was this dark cloud in my heart, that everything that I've been pumping in, I've been holding in, I could feel the pain. It was just coming out. And when the pain was coming out, and I was like, welcome, Nomsa. You've always been here. Welcome. Because I've been telling myself the lies. I've been going out, hanging out with people that we didn't have anything in common. And I date men, didn't have a clue about relationship, and I'm thinking I've got it all figured out. And with my family, I'm supposed to love my family, never argue with my mom. But when I came to the United Kingdom, I started arguing with my mom, and I was like, what the hell is this all about? And I don't argue with my mom. And my mom was like, what's going on? And I was like, never mind, I need to ask God to forgive me. So I think that's what life is about, what you were talking about, that everything is a choice. You need to, if you want to live life to the fully, you need to stop following what we are being told by the society, by our family, by our friends, and accept us for who we are. Like you guys, there's Helen, there's Kamal. I have to love you with your mistakes, with your faults. I have to accept you for the person of who you are as a person, because no one is perfect. And I have to find out your dreams as well. Like at Ngozi Talk Show here, I'm actually getting to know you guys. Find out your dreams, your hopes, your whatever, the list goes on. Helen, have you got anything to say about how to find greatness within?
Wow, that's a beautiful explanation that you are giving us. And I love the insight of everything is about choices, including who you want to be in the world, how you want to show up in the world, it's always about choice. So I feel like everything begins with the choice. You observe everything that is happening in your life. You choose whether you accept everything or you challenge the patterns and evolve and transcend and grow and expand your consciousness. So I feel like the first thing that we need to be aware in order for us to figure out our greatness is we need to be truthful with ourselves. We need to know where we are coming from and where we are going. There is no way that you know where you are going when you are not aware of where you are, when you are not aware of your flaws, of your limitations, of the things that are inhibiting your growth. You need to be aware of that. So I feel like maybe if we get in a space of knowing and taking time to understand who we are, like what you just mentioned, Nomsa, it's very, very important. We need to know who we are, so that when we step into the world, when we step into our own authenticity, the greatness will gravitate towards ourselves because we have established the truth of who we are and where we are coming from and where we are going. And we need to be responsible, to take ownership of our mistakes, of how we used to show up, of how we used to do things, and ask ourselves, was this serving me well? Is this serving my highest good? Then there is no one who can help you if you're not willing to acknowledge and help yourself. So when you get in a space of acknowledging that this is no longer serving my highest good, then here is your chance to choose again. What are you choosing? You are choosing authenticity, that is to shed layers, to let go of things that are no longer in alignment with who you are becoming. Everything is a choice. That's my insight for now.
Kamal, were you listening to Helen, or did your internet just cut you off?
I've been listening, and yes, I mean she's absolutely right. We're all saying the same thing. We are just saying it differently. It reminded me of a story that I read in a martial arts book. I can't remember which one, unfortunately. But anyway, for those of you who know me, I also teach karate in a dojo, and I've always been fascinated by martial arts. And the story goes that there were two great martial art masters, and for some reason or another, they decided to go one against the other and decide who had the best martial art, right? And the story goes that these two martial arts set a date, and they met at 6 o'clock in the morning, very early, and they both stood in ready position for, think about it, as 2-3 hours, not moving a single muscle. And the fact of that they wanted to decide who was the greatest, you would have thought that, wait, are they going to, they're supposed to fight now, why aren't they fighting? But the story goes that after those 3 hours, they both looked intensely into each other's eyes. They set back their ready stance, they bowed to each other, and they left. Now, okay, where's the rest of the story? The rest of the story is that they both came to a conclusion after so many years that each one of them is great within their field. Each one of them has their greatness, and they do not need to compete against each other to show that greatness. They did not need to compete or fight each other to figure out who was the best, because it didn't matter at the end of the day. They both had their schools, they both had their students, they both had their followers. And so who is better doesn't really matter. but they recognized that greatness within each other and therefore stood aside and left. Now, that applies to us humans as well. And that is one of the things that people constantly do with themselves that prevents them from becoming better. They compare themselves to others. You aren't where I am today at this same stage of my life. I am not you. I am not Helen. Helen is at a different stage of her life compared to me, and so am I. So how can we compare each other? Even if we are in the same field of work, even if we are in the same field of sports, why compare yourself? Do the work that you want to do for yourself and become better for yourself. This is part of becoming great. This is part of exploring that greatness within you, is that there is no competition. The only competition that matters, as a matter of fact, is competing with yourself. I've said it many times and I'll still repeat it again. If you are not competing with the person you were yesterday, then you've already lost the battle. You are supposed to be competing against yourself every single day. What is it that you are doing today? Do it today to become better. You know, that also is part of that reminds me of the proverb of Horatio. And a lot of people miss the second part of that quote. A lot of people have on slogans, carpe diem, seize the day, but they forget the rest of the sentence. The rest of the sentence is as important. I think it was carpe diem quam minimum credula postero, which means seize the day or pluck the day, trusting as little as possible in tomorrow. You don't know if you go to sleep and you're not ready tomorrow. If you're gone, that's it. Why do you not seize every single day to become better from the day before? Just so that if the time comes and you die tomorrow, you can die at peace with yourself and say, you know what? I've done my best yesterday, or I've done my best today. Go to bed knowing that you did everything possible in your personal life for yourself and your loved ones, and even the neighbors and people around you, that you have given them enough amount of that greatness that comes from within you, so that they too can find that greatness. And that's what I wanted to add, though, even though it's a bit of a tangent, but it still comes back to the same concept. Greatness doesn't have to be proven to anybody. It is to yourself. That's why it comes from within.
That's so true, Kamal. Some people intend to think that they have to compete with anyone. I agree with you. Life is not a competition. Like, you know, when I do goes to talk show, I go around, and when someone is doing an event, I go and watch their event. But when I'm watching that event, I'm actually watching the event to learn from that person. Like Shana, she had an event, a 7-day challenge, and I was learning in that event. And it's so beautiful when you actually make example about the two people that were competing, and then in the end they realize actually we don't have to compete with each other, because we are all individual. Like, it's the three of us here. We can actually learn from each other. When we are talking, we're learning from each other. We don't have to compete. So my talent and your talent is different. So the greatness, I agree with you, is found within you. And even myself, when I'm looking to change, I always look back and watch the videos and see the differences, the changes. I'm like, we are growing. and which is it's a beautiful thing. And some people might say, oh, goes the talk show, but for me, because I know where we've been and I can see that we are growing and we are all individual different speakers with a different goal, with the same goal, but we're speaking with same voice, but we are all talented in a different ways as well, which is the most amazing thing. And basically, and also I agree with you when you say you have to get rid of the noise. If you want to find out who you really are, there's gonna be, you have to be able to overcome fear. You have to be able to overcome the trials that are being that you are facing, that you'll be facing in your way. You have to see problems also as a test. And because when the problems are being put in front of you, they are there to test your strength. They are there to test you. How much do you want this that you say you want it? And if when you pray, you say, God, whatever you believe, people's beliefs, you say, God, can you bless me with this? And God goes, okay, this is what you want. So how much do you want this? So he's going to bring challenges for you so that you find your strength, you find your weaknesses. I know my strength, but I have to work hard on my weaknesses, the things that I know that I'm not good at. So that when challenges comes, I know that I can pick up the phone and say, I'm not good at this, or I can face this in a good way and face it, or I can ask somebody to help me. That is the greatness that you'll find within, and having a vision. Kamal spoke about having goals. So you need to have your vision as well. You need to have a mindset of a champion, a mindset of how to be a cultivator. It means, when you see an architect is an architect, and they also have a mindset of being a cultivator, being a cultivator. So that's what a woman does. A man is an architect. A woman's job, she's a cultivator. Basically, she helps she brings the brains. She comes in with the brains. A man knows his vision, what he has for his wife and family. He knows where he wants to be in 5 years. So a woman comes in. A woman, she's basically, she helps the men for their dreams, their foundation to come to pass, to come to reality. So that's why it's important to find a good woman as a man, because you are an architect. So you need a woman with a good mindset that is going to cultivate all these things that you want to achieve in life. So Helen, your turn.
Oh, okay, beautiful. I'm sure what Kamal and Chu have just mentioned about clearing your mind is one of the most fundamental tools that we can apply, that we can use and prescribe to our journey of self-growth, of finding greatness. It's very important for us to get to a space where we quiet our minds, we silence our minds from all the negative chatter, from all the negative stories that we keep on reaffirming, for they do not serve us well or facilitate us in transcending and evolving or reaching our highest potential. When we clear our mind, we reach a point in the space of clarity. We tap into internal wisdom, which is our internal guidance system that will always guide us to that which aligns with our truest and highest vision, or what we are supposed to be doing. You will find that in life we spend we are given a whole lifetime to figure out our journey, to figure out our soul path, our soul journey, so that we accomplish our purpose and we reach our full potential. So sometimes we get interrupted from what society expects from us, cultural conditioning, and the whole system and metrics, their expectations. We are supposed to fit in, but we are unlimited. Humans, we come from a divine space of unlimited potential, and we are supposed to fly high, express our gifts, and do great things in life. But we are not able to tap into that space because our minds and our thoughts, our being is always disturbed by the external environment, external expectations. So you'll find that people, we fail to align with our vision, with our greatness, because we are paying attention to things that are not in alignment with who we are. So when we get to the space of clearing our mindset, releasing and letting go of all the things that are no longer serving our highest good, then we will be liberated and would have emancipated ourselves to be who we are authentically, with the approval of other people or with disapproval of other people, but with the approval of ourselves, knowing that it's safe for me to be me. It's safe for me to express who I am and stand in my power and stand in my truth and speak my truth and express my truth and be the great human being that I'm meant to be. So everything comes from allowing yourself to listen to your inner voice, to clear your mind, to allow the divine guidance to lead, to pave the way, to pave the path and guide us to that which we are meant to be.
I like that. I like that very much, Helen. There's just one thing that I like, if you don't mind me commenting. You were talking about we silence the voices in our heads and all, and the voices that are negative, or the tyrant voices and all of that. Just to clarify to our listeners, to silence them, it doesn't mean to oppress them. It doesn't mean to deny them the right to speak out. It doesn't mean to just ignore them. To silence them means, in other terms, like in NLP, as we do, is to have a conversation with that voice in your mind, to see if it's coming from a parent, from a teacher, or from somebody, because that's how these voices stay in our head, right? Maybe at some stage when you were young, somebody of authority told you, oh, you're not good at math, just forget about maths. And then you grew up not being good at math, even though you can, right? These voices that tell you you're not good at this, or you're bad, or this is not right, whatever it may be, do not suppress these voices. I know it might sound cuckoo, but have a conversation with it. Learn, because this is a part of you that wants to express itself. It is hurting, and that hurting wants to protect you from something. In most cases, these parts of you are there to protect you from something. In order for you to silence them, you need to understand them. You need to talk with them. You need to have a conversation. Obviously, you can do it on your own if you're capable, but seek help. Whether it's a therapy, whether it's a friend, whether it's a coach, these parts of you are there for a reason, and they all have a positive intention. If you figure out that positive intention, as we speak about in NLP, right? Every behavior has a positive intention behind it, even if it's expressed in a negative manner. You need to realize that, why it's doing that, how or what it wants, and how you can cooperate with it to have that greatness within you express itself, to have that voice silenced. And it won't be silenced because you're just putting a duct tape on its mouth, right? Or it's going to be muted. No, you are going to be in alignment with that part of you. You will be in harmony with yourself and be able to be balanced. And that's, I think that's what you were also trying to say, Helen. I just wanted to clarify it a little bit differently so people don't misinterpret or misunderstand what you were saying. But thank you for your words.
Wow. That is amazing. I agree with both of you. Basically, you know, it's amazing how much when you silence the noise, how much you can achieve when you actually believe to follow your heart. Me, basically, I'm somebody that I have this attitude that if I want to do something, if you want to follow me, you have to say, Nomsa, I'm willing to help you. I'm willing to support you. I'm willing to pick you up when you fall. And you have to have this mindset of what can I do for you if I need to, if you are doing this. I always refuse when people say I cannot do the things that I want to do. I always refuse. And it doesn't matter how much I'm going through, how much pain I'm going through. I always have to have a mind that I'm going to get to where I need to go. I'm going to succeed. The path is not easy, but I'm going to get there, regardless of all these trials and whatever is going on in my life. And you know, sometimes when you're doing things, the fear is there. So I just have to hustle to develop myself. I have to have a mastermind body. That's what when I'm doing something, like I have to turn up early. If I'm doing something, I have to start early, and I have to have this mind of wanting to where I need to go, and this hunger. And then I also have to be aware of the people around me, that I'm not hurting people around me, because you can easily get driven by the hunger of wanting to succeed in the wrong way. So I have to make sure that I'm actually doing this and my family are in it. And even sometimes I sit down with my family at the table and I talk about what I'm doing, and if I see that everyone is saying negative things, I just go quiet and I don't talk about it. And by the time I talk about it, that means I have the results. And I was gonna read what Elvis is saying. Elvis says, my beliefs is your happiness and every morning, so it's about personal choice. You should never be afraid to be yourself. It's you that needs to be proud of who you are. You will attract the right people that genuinely like you for who you are. And I also agree with him as well. If you show people your authenticity, Kamal was talking about true authenticity. If you show people who you really are, it doesn't matter how many mistakes you make, people will always cheer you up. Because what happens is when you make a decision to do something, people will say, no, you can't do it. And then when you start doing it, they're like, we didn't know you can do this. And then when you succeed, and they're like, I've always believed in you. So you see, if you had followed them and you're like, no, you didn't believe in me in the beginning. You can't say out loud, but you can just smile about it in your heart and say, no, you didn't believe in me. So that's what I do. It's just having that mind of winning. I have to have a positive mind and create a habit. Some people talk about motivate yourself. I don't motivate myself. That's why I don't do New Year resolution. I don't write that. If some people, when the people are busy Christmas writing a New Year resolution, me, I'm just being grateful that God, I've made it to 2021 or I've made it to 2022. I don't do New Year resolution, because if I do New Year resolution, I'm motivating myself, and that can weigh up. So what I do is basically I have to want. I want to maintain it, want it, and have a mind of I'm gonna practice this and I'm gonna maintain it. Over to you, Kamal. Anything you want to add?
You've summed it up very nicely, and obviously what Elvis was talking about, that restriction, that self-restriction is part of what we were talking about from the beginning, right? It's that conditioning. Again, from the book of my mentor, be afraid, do it anyway, right? Be afraid to talk to your demons, do it anyway. Be afraid to fall, hurt yourself, Do it anyway, because that's the only way you will learn. I mean, children, babies, they start crawling, they fall on their faces, right? It's like whack on the face. And everybody's like, oh, poor thing. No, it's not a poor thing. It's learning. Let it fall, learn, let it hurt itself. Of course, we don't want blood and all of that, but like, let the child hurt itself, let it learn how it needs to get up to use their own muscles. That's the difference. That's how weak we are as human beings. And in nature, animals, they pop out and 2 seconds later, they're ready to stand up on their feet, right? So we are weak creatures. For how long do you want to stay weak? How long do you want to keep that weakness inside of you, preventing you from becoming great? Again, the same thing that Elvis was saying. It is a personal choice. You want to continue like that, it's fine. I mean, I don't care. I'm sure you don't care, or Helen doesn't care. Maybe we care for a few people that we love and we hold close and dear. But if you're a person that doesn't want to change, I can't help you. The only one that will be able to help you is you. Nobody will take you by your hand and say, come on, let's talk to your part that is suppressing you and that is telling you you can't do these things, or you're not good at that, or nobody's going to do that for you. You have to make the choice for your life. Life starts with you and it ends with you. If you don't make a choice, nobody will do it for you.
Over to you, Helen.
We need to get to a space as well of identifying our unconscious limiting beliefs, because sometimes you find that inside us we have this zeal and passion to do something, to go forward, to step out and shine, but there's this energy drain that keeps pulling us down, that keeps on inhibiting our ability to step out and shine our light. And you realize that some of the limiting beliefs that we hold them on a subconscious level, and we need to be able to challenge the status quo. We need to be able to challenge those patterns and identify with them. Like what Kamal was saying, you do not need to resist or to deny things when you are releasing, to fight, to suppress, or whatever way we do in order for us to survive in this world. We need to be able to embrace, welcome, allow whatever things that you are identifying, that you, everything that is coming up, everything that triggers us, that holds us back, and you're able to identify, is there as a messenger to help you become aware of the blocks of blockages that are inhibiting our progress. Hence, it is a worthwhile opportunity for us to begin to observe and accept and not fight them, because remember, what we fight or what we resist, it persists. You realize this journey called life, it's not a smooth process. It's a process of always stepping up, and in stepping up and elevating ourselves, we have to fight some demons. And one thing that you realize, most of our demons and monsters that we are fighting are not outside ourselves. They are always inside us. The things that we overlook and try to brush off and try to protect because we are trying not to wound our ego. But you realize that when we begin to accept that I have shadows, I have things that I need to conquer, I have things that I need to outgrow, I have things that I need to challenge, then you are opening a channel for you to welcome solutions, for you to welcome a way that will give you clarity so that you'll be able to step forward in a smooth process that is easy and accommodating you from the space that you are. So we need also to realize that some of the things that we are trying to overcome are subconscious, and we may not even realize where they are emanating from, but they are there, and we need to pay attention to them, because we cannot want to get to a space where we are aiming to arrive at when we are not willing to identify the space where we are. The GPS will not be able to navigate to that place we are trying to reach. So it's very, 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 very important and vital for us to be truthful to ourselves, to be authentic and totally honest with ourselves, and understand that the idea of us, showing up in the world like we are perfect individuals, like I'm all lovey-dovey, like I am, I don't hurt, my energy is good, it's just an illusion, because the truth is we are here to transmute our shadows into light. We are here to transcend. If you had already transcended, you wouldn't be here on earth. You would be in some other realm where you'd be an angel or something. But here on earth, as long as you are here to dive deep inside yourself and embrace that, what, I have evilness inside me, I have dark shadows, I am capable of killing. Given as a gun and a space and environment, I can shoot 100 people at the same time, but I'm capable of loving, of nurturing, of protecting, because my energy, our energy is all encompassing. So when we come to a space of authenticity, of being truthful with ourselves and understanding that, everything that we see in the world, how we show up, it's just a show. It's like we are actors in a movie trying to put a facade and what, but the real idea is for us, we need to dive deep into our conscious mind and get rid of the stuff that are blocking us from achieving our greatness. Because unconscious, if we don't pay attention to the unconscious mind, we will not realize our highest potential.
Thank you so much, Helen. Would you like to comment, Kamal, or have you got anything to say?
It was beautifully said. Thank you so much, Helen. That was wonderful.
Yeah, I actually I agree with you, Helen, when you say some people want to be seen as perfect. Me, I always make it clear to people that I'm not perfect, so don't expect me to be perfect. And I make mistakes. I have limiting beliefs that I'm aware of. Do I have limiting beliefs? No, I think I've worked on my limiting beliefs. I'm still working on myself, because life, we grow each and every day. The more you dig deep, the more you find out about your fears, about your limiting beliefs. So I'm still working out on I think now I'm working out on the things that are blocking me moving forward and becoming who I want to be. So because I've joined a millionaire group, which is a millionaire mindset, and I have a unique billionaire mindset. So I'm working on my mind, the things that are actually blocking me unleashing the life that I want to live. I want to live that life where I can, when I read the Bible, I read the Bible how Jesus works, but I'm gonna take the shooting 100 people away from me, Helen. I do not want to shoot 100 people. Me, where there is a fight, I run. I run. I'm not running like running away from confrontation. I don't want to get involved. I like to be aware that somebody has made a mistake, and I let them know, and they let me know if I've made a mistake. But where there is a fight, it's no longer we're not resolving problems. So that's where I run. So that's why I'm saying I run when you say shooting the guns. No. I like it when I pray, when I'm smashing the books, but when it comes to fighting people, I don't know how. I don't know how to fight. So that's why sometimes I like to resolve problems with people by facing the problems, like to say, you've hurt me or I have hurt you, and asking for forgiveness and you asking you to forgive me. But when somebody's screaming and shouting, I don't know how to take that. I don't know if you guys can really give it all. I can't do that. I've tried, it doesn't work. I haven't got that within me. Basically, I've tried it and I haven't got it. Even my family, they've realized that. Actually, I was talking to my brother yesterday and he was saying, we are actually scared of you. And I was like, why are you scared of me? And he was like, when we are fighting, we have to think about what we are doing, and is Nomsa going to agree to this? And I was like, but you don't have to be scared with me. You just have to actually embrace who you are, and knowing that if my sister find out that I'm fighting, my sister is not going to agree with us. Because I always teach my siblings that it's fine to argue, but when it comes to getting out of control, it's no longer okay. It's fine if I have like if I have Kamal, like Kamal, she's one of the managers at Ngozi Talk Show. He's allowed to argue with me if he feels that he has a case. I tell my children, if you feel that you have a case, bring it on. You can argue with me. You can actually argue with me and sit down with me and say, I don't agree with this. So everybody is allowed to actually put their point across. And that is finding out the greatness, not agreeing. Like I say, Kamal, can we do this? And Kamal goes, yes, Nomsa, yes, we can do this. And sometimes it's good to say, no, Nomsa, I don't think this is right. So it shows that there's something within Kamal. It shows that there's something within Helen. It shows that we human beings, they not just arguing for the sake of arguing. Some people like to challenge people. So I like people that like to challenge me to become better, to become great. So that is good. And also enjoying the process. We have to enjoy the process of who we are becoming and making good decisions. And when we make a mistake, embrace those mistakes. Anything you like to add, Kamal, before we leave, or any words of encouragement you like to give to our audience?
Actually, I do have one quote from Zig Ziglar. He was like a businessman and he became a motivational speaker, and he was an interesting person. And this one I had to find it because I had heard it and I couldn't remember it. I'm reading it now, so just so that you know that I don't really memorize everything. Sometimes there are a lot of quotes that I remember, but like this one I don't. He says, "You were designed for accomplishment, engineered for success, and endowed with the seeds of greatness." And that is exactly what we're talking about. That greatness is inside of you. You just need to water it enough that it grows.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamal. Over to you, Helen. Anything you like to leave with our audience or you want to add? Sorry, I've muted you by mistake.
Can you hear me now? Okay. I think my last words would be choose. You came here to conquer, you came here to win, you came here to fly. Allow yourself to be all of who you are. People will talk, people will judge, people will criticize. It's okay. Walk your walk, walk your path, do your own thing, and do not fear failure. Then when you have tried all that you can do, if you tried your best, then surrender. That's all I can say for now. Surrender, surrender, surrender. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For me, I'm saying ride your own horse. It doesn't matter whether your horse of blessings is always a good horse. It's up to you whether you want to ride it or not. Don't let anyone ride your own horse. Just ride it. Embrace it, like Helena was saying. It doesn't matter what people think. I always say to people, if you didn't make me, you cannot define me. So that means my maker knows what I'm capable of. So you just have to believe in yourself. Do the things that you think they are serving you, and believe and keep going, because people come and go. Can you imagine me entering your life and judging you, and then 1 minute I'm gone, you're wondering about Nomsa, and then Nomsa is gone? So just do you. Do what you think is right, and surround yourself with the right people so you can get to where you want to go. That path is not easy. So if you are watching Gossip Talk Show, you find you like this video, find the greatness within you, please share some love with everyone. We are here Monday to Friday. Press that heart button and share some love with other people. We're here Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. UK time. There's always different speakers. Please come and join us, ask questions, or you can put your own input on the comment section. And live with grace, everyone. You know, Kamal, when you were talking about there are no guarantees in life, I think every time your part comes up, and I'm like, oh my God, there are no guarantees. He's telling me that there are no guarantees in life. So it always reminds me, your party always remind me.
I think it's a good reminder for everybody that's listening, and to us as well.
I know. Hi, Jason.
Welcome to Gossip Talk Shows. Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Challenges we have had to overcome in 2020.
Find your own voice.
The world has become united by the unseen, knowing there are no guarantees for tomorrow.
Lead from within.
Find your own voice.
Let the world hear your voice and be filled within.
For the day has come for you to be a great leader.
The time has come to break away from the pain, distraction, experience the unthinkable.
Thank you so much. Live with grace, everyone. God bless you.